back to Lovely Cooks, Delicious Eats. Today, we have such a treat. I have lobster tails that I'm going to be making with mashed potato and green beans. So if you're interested in my recipe, make sure you stay tuned. Hit the like button. Make sure you comment down below. And subscribe. It's free, guys. Join the family. I don't do my mashed potatoes all the time like the way that you may typically see. This is a twist. I actually add 1 carrot. And you may be thinking, Nadia, you add carrot to your mashed potatoes? Don't knock it, honey, until you try it. It's actually really good. It gives it a natural, very slight sweetness that's super yummy. And it will mash just like the potatoes. I also put whole garlics to boil in the water as well. And I've just peeled them and then have them in pieces like this. So you want to peel potato that's enough for your family, and I put 3 cloves of garlic in here and 1 whole carrot. So this is my bowl. This is a pretty sized big bowl, but definitely it tastes good. Don't knock it unless you try it, guys. Okay, so in 1 large pot I've salted and I've added in this vegetable blend that's going to add some nice flavor to the potatoes and the carrots while they're boiling. Potatoes are in and the heat is on high. Okay, guys, to prep the green beans, you want to make sure you wash and cut off the tips and leave them whole. To go with my green beans, I am going to use fresh grown tomatoes from the garden that I'm going to cut into pieces like so. So I have thoroughly washed the tomatoes and the green beans. You want to now allow to dry. So as it's washed, I'm going to leave it in this strainer and I'm going to let it dry until I'm ready to cook it. Okay, so let's get ready to go through the ingredients for the green beans. Sorry. So I am going to go in with onion, and I do have a small pepper in there. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of garlic. To that, I'm going to add some teriyaki sauce and some sesame oil and salt and pepper to taste. So let's get started. So the oil should be nice and hot now. You want to just break up your onions, put them so they're all flat. It will separate, don't worry about that. If you want your onions to caramelize and cook quicker, you want to just hit them with a little bit of salt. And that will help to soften your onions. Now, I don't want to cook down the onions too much because I still want them to have a crunch along with my green beans. So I'm going to go ahead and hit my garlic in the pan so that I can get that cooking. Oops, sorry guys. And at this time, I'm going to go in with my teriyaki sauce. Teriyaki, and I forgot to mention I am going to go in with some liquid Buon cube seasoning. Just a couple dashes. And I'm going to hit it with some black pepper. You want to be careful with the salt because you don't want to make it too salty. Now I'm going to hit it with some sesame oil. And you want to give it a good mix. To incorporate all that. Now this is a quick recipe. Doesn't take long at all. So here we have tomatoes, the green beans, and I've also added some homegrown sweet peppers that are all going to go into here. You want to give that a good mix. To mix everything all together. It's already smelling really good. This is going to be a side along with our mashed potato and lobster tails. A little ASMR action. Quite 10 minutes, but as you can see, it's cooking up nicely. I love the fact that my tomatoes have softened up quite a bit, but you can't even tell they're there. But they're adding a lot of nice texture to the green beans. Like if you look at all that, that looks so delicious. At this time, because I don't want to overcook my green beans, I still want them to have that crunch. I am going to turn it off and take it out of this pot because it will still continue. So those are my green beans. Doesn't that look so delicious, guys? Take that in for a second. Okay, my potatoes are done boiling. I have gone ahead and put in some butter, and it is back on that hot stove, which is good because it's going to continue to melt that butter. At this time, you're going to want to go in with your potato masher, and you're going to want to give it a good mash. It should be fairly easy because everything is super tender. So everybody who was telling me, oh my God, she added carrots to her mashed potatoes, you really? They mash up really nicely. So everybody who was questioning it needs to try out this recipe, guys. All right. Now we're going to go in with a tablespoon of herb and garlic cream cheese. That's right, honey. Herb and garlic cream cheese. Tablespoon of it or more. All up to you, because that's all flavor. And with that, we're going to add some milk. And I normally eyeball it. And then I go in again and I'm going to mix by mashing. As the potatoes are super hot, it will melt the cream cheese really nicely. In my household, flavor is everything. Flavor is a key. So I have hit it with some salt. You obviously want to do salt to taste. I am going to add a little touch more milk. Just because I want it to be super creamy, but not soupy. It's still thick, still holding its form. You want to give it a good mix so that you make sure you get all that flavor incorporated in it. It is super creamy too, as you can see. Let's just give it a taste off of camera, even though you can't see me. I think I can hit it with some more salt. Sometimes potatoes require a lot more salt just because it's so starchy. Super nice and creamy, soft mashed potatoes. And for the last step, all we're going to do is I've cut up some green onions. Sorry about the background noise, guys. With some green onions on the top, like that. Okay, so the lobsters have been washed. Hubby's already gone in and added green seasoning to the lobster tails. Now he's going to hit them with salt, pepper, and cayenne pepper, and paprika. This is before we're going to do the grilling. The more cayenne you use, the hotter it's going to be, so you want to be moderate if your tolerance is not that great. Now adding paprika and adding paprika to your lobster tails will give it a nice color. So what he's going to do is he's going to rub that in and rest them back on the top of the shell. because obviously the shell is not going to be eaten. It's just there for decoration, you could say. It's already looking so delicious. But we're not done yet. Skillet. This is one of those barbecue skillets that you can use on the stovetop. I'm melting butter. I'm going to throw some green onion in with the butter. Preferably just the white end parts, but the green is fine too. Just because I'm going to use the green to garnish. And to that, we're going to add garlic. We want all those flavors to get married and be on the bottom of the pan. So you want to kind of spread it out where you're going to put your lobster meat. Now to that I am going to add my vegetable blend that I use on everything. It adds really good flavor. So you just want to spread all of that. Again, give that all a good mix. So I do have butter and a little bit of oil in this pan. Not a lot. For me personally, I cannot have seafood that's drenched in butter, so this is my option for that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lobster and I have my heat on medium, and I'm going to place it downwards so that the shell is in the air. So it's directly on all that flavor. Now for this one, as it is open, I am going to go ahead and put some of this garlic on the top of it. I'm going to put up my heat a little, and you want to allow that to cook. Keeping in mind, you don't want to overcook your lobsters because it can get rubbery. Get a little closer. Don't you guys wish there was smell vision? It smells incredibly good in here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and flip them over. Take a look at that, guys. Woo! Perfect. Give you a nice crust on the top. Like so, like that. So pretty. Take a look at all of that. Green beans, my mashed potatoes, my lobster. Dinner's done. I hope you guys try out my recipe. And if you like this recipe, make sure you give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe for more. Until next time, guys, take care. Bye.